One of the bigger moves that I think happened this past week in terms of football is that the Panthers traded for C.J. Henderson. The Panthers.
Oh, I thought you said something else.
I did. I pronounced it wrong. Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah, tongue got twisted. The Panthers traded for C.J. Henderson, who was the 9th overall pick in the 2020 draft by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, 13 of the last 15 Jaguars first-round picks have not gotten a second contract. And C.J. Henderson is going to be right on that list. He's not going to be in Jacksonville. Urban Meyer and them, they didn't mesh. And there are questions around C.J. Henderson's desire to play football. But the Panthers think they can fix it. And the trade was the Panthers traded Dan Arnold and a 2022 third-round pick for Henderson and a 2022 fifth-rounder. So the Jaguars get Dan Arnold. The Panthers get C.J. Henderson. So what do you think of this move?
It's a good move. You know, you're bringing another young guy into that cornerback crew. Now you got A.J. Bowie, you got J.C. Horn, who also is going to be out for a couple weeks, so that's a depth move. You got Dante Jackson there, who's also pretty young. That's, you know, bringing in a young guy into a winning environment always helps the young guy. You know, winning solves everything. So you bring in a young guy, your team is 3-0, you're hot right now. That defense is relatively young. The defensive line, the linebackers, they're all relatively young, probably around the same age. So you bring in a guy, change his desire. It can be a good move because C.J. Henderson was a first-round pick. So this is a guy who had a lot of
10 pick.
Yeah, this is a guy who had a lot of potential coming out of college. So this is a guy you can definitely change and turn him into a bright spot. A.J. Bowie is 30. He's a lone guy, but
he's been hurt too.
Yeah, to pair another guy with J.C. Horn when he gets back, a young guy that can definitely change your defense for future and years to come.
The Panthers are turning into one of my favorite teams, and it hurts me because as a Jets fan, seeing Sam Darnold do this, like, I'm happy for him. I always want him to succeed, but I didn't want to be this big of a Panthers fan. I think what they're building there is phenomenal. That defense, with you said, and to add on top of it, Brian Burns, Jeremy Chin, like, Brian Burns could be a top 5 pass rusher in a couple of years. You know, this is only his second year in the league. He's already looking really talented. Jeremy Chin last year had a case for Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't remember who ended up getting it.
You take Brian Burns over Chase Young?
Chase Young got it.
Not over Chase Young.
Brian Burns, third year in the league, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. Third year.
Would you take him over Chase Young, though?
No, I'm taking Chase Young. Okay. Yeah, but Brian Burns has the potential to be, you know, a 15-plus sack guy year in and year out who's really good. And overall, this defense with another young player, I mean, it's just another piece they have to play with. J.C. Horn, before the injury, was looking dominant. He was looking really good, especially in that Thursday night game, because that was really the first full game I got to see of the Panthers. But even the Panthers as a whole, I think Matt Rule is someone that the Jets could have brought in once again, didn't end up doing it. It always comes back to the Jets. Sam Darnold looks great. And this overall for the Panthers, like, they have a whole new culture now. You know, before this, when they had Ron Rivera and Cam Newton, they had a great run there. And it kind of makes me upset that they could go from Matt Rule and Sam Darnold and just back-to-back. It looks like they have great teams.
I'm kind of annoyed that the Jaguars gave up on this guy so fast. You don't draft somebody in the first round. You don't give up on somebody so talented, so quick. It probably made it easier to make this move because they got Dan Arnold and they don't have any tight ends right now. Right now, their best tight end is Chris Manhertz.
I would just not have a tight end, like,
you know. Tebow. So Dan Arnold does
to
help
trade CJ and be like, oh, we're getting Dan Arnold, so let's do it. Like,
and I guess the third round pick helps a little bit, but you know they're getting an okay tight end who can receive quite a bit, even though he hasn't been that good so far. No, but CJ, he's had those questions about him since training camp, and he's been on the trading block since training camp. Urban Meyer has made it adamant that he didn't want CJ Henderson, and can that also lead to you not wanting to play football even more? Absolutely. But with the Panthers losing J.C. Horn with a foot injury, and I don't know when he's going to come back, CJ Henderson could fill in that role. And now when they're getting back A.J. Boye, now you have Dante Jackson, Boye, and CJ Henderson. And when J.C. Horn comes back, if CJ Henderson turns into that lockdown corner that we saw in week 1 of his rookie season, and you have CJ Henderson and J.C. Horn, that can be an elite cornerback duo for years to come, to the point of where Dante Jackson, who's on his last year of his contract, maybe they don't bring him back because they have so much faith in that core. I would keep him too because he's
good.
Supremely good. You can never have enough corners.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a great statement.
That's like 4 good corners right there.
Yeah.
They can lock down teams.
That's something like the Broncos have right now.
Yeah. Then you talk about the defensive line: Brian Burns, Hassan Reddick, Daquan Jones, Morgan Fox. Yeah. Shaq Thompson has been awesome. This defense is elite. You know,
Yeah,
2019 they had one of the
scary, man.
2019 historically they had one of the worst run defenses. This year, 3 weeks in, they have one of the best run defenses historically. You know, this defense has been amazing, and Brian Burns reminds me of Jason Pierre-Paul and the Giants when they went on that run. You know, Jason Pierre-Paul just super fast off the edge. But this also tells me that the Panthers believe in Tommy Tremble, who they call the jet sweep for to score a touchdown against the Texans at the goal line. Tommy Tremble, I mean, he has some nice physical attributes. 6'4", 250 pounds.
You like him?
I saw his hair. His hair's pretty nice, too. I did see his hair. You know, he has some nice hair. He has my hair if it was a different color.
What skin? Is he your skin color?
He's white, right?
No, he's not white.
He's not?
No.
Tommy Tremble
I thought,
sounds like
I thought the same thing.
I didn't want to say it, so I let you say it.
Yeah. You know, he looks like a Duke basketball player.
So he's white.
I guess.
No.
What?
Well, what?
What
no.
the?
Duke? Say, what Duke have you been
You
watching?
don't remember?
What
do
I remember?
The Duke basketball player hairstyle?
Oh, their hair.
It's like a hot fade.
Nah.
It wasn't white players, bro. At the time.
No, are you
like the Quinn Cooks?
Oh, you talk about
that era,
like that
Gary
era.
Trent and
Justice
Quinn
Winslow,
yeah,
that you gotta because you remember JJ Redick and them boys. They was at Duke, so you messed me
you
up.
know, I didn't watch JJ Redick at Duke.
Yeah. Oh, you talk about that era. Okay, so that type of haircut. Oh, okay.
Yeah. He has a Duke fade.
That's okay. I remember that era. Okay.
But yeah, he's 6'4", 250 pounds, third round pick, and he did score a touchdown. So I guess that makes things a bit easier. But it's probably Tommy Tremble time sooner than we think. Maybe pick him up in fantasy. I don't know.
Are we buying stock on Carolina making the playoffs yet?
Yeah, I'm in.
You think they're in the playoffs, even with the 4 teams in the
You told me
NFC?
last week you're not in yet, so I'm asking you again.
I'm not in yet.
They're going to compete for a wild card spot for sure.
Are they better than the Saints? Yes or no?
Yes. The Saints aren't good.
Oh, all right.
That offense has not shown me like.
Well, MT ain't here yet.
And is MT gonna come back? Like, sure, he's supposed to come back week 6, 7.
I can't answer that. I'm not the doctor.
What has MT shown us last 2 years to
Don't
prove
do that.
He's gonna?
Don't say last 2. Say last year.
That's what I mean. This year and last year. I apologize.
Okay, last year he was hurt, and when he played, he was all right.
I know, but then he got hurt again.
But the year before that, he was a dog.
Yeah, he was the best receiver in the league.
As long as they keep winning, I'm fine. And they've been pulling out wins. They have been gutting it out and winning. So as long as they keep winning, I'm fine. And I think when Michael Thomas comes back, they're going to
get spooky.
They're going to be even better.
Like Carolina just smoked the Saints.
They did.
Yeah, they were missing 7 defensive players though. 7 or 4. It's 4 or 7.
7.
I don't know. I think it was 4. Somebody tried to correct. Yeah, because somebody corrected me though, and they said 4. Yeah, but they were missing half their coaching.
Marshawn Lattimore didn't play. That's key. So that right there. He's been
19
phenomenal.
Point difference, Key?
I wouldn't say 19, but he said 4 to 7. I'm just letting you know, Marshawn Lattimore is elite this year.
I mean, we'll see the rematch later on.
Oh, for sure, it's gonna be a great game.
We'll see the rematch.
So you're in on Carolina?
Yeah, I think they're gonna compete. The NFC's tough. I mean, especially look at the NFC West. Like, that's really the only division I'm looking at. I'm like,
4 teams could get in.
Yeah, the North, like, you have the Vikings and Packers. The East is a joke, and then it's a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be one playoff teams. Like,
I wouldn't say
like the West compared to the East is honestly a joke. Like the NFC and AFC.
The NFC West is the best division.
You have to,
but the AFC West might be the second best.
Hold on. I don't like how you just compared us to the best division in football.
That's all I'm saying is if you look at the East and West Coast, it's.
But if you look at the NFC East and the South, it's not like, aside from Tampa Bay, it's like we're all kind of like with each other. Like Dallas is there with the Saints and Carolina. Washington is there with the Saints and Carolina. Even the Giants, if they weren't their coaching wasn't so bad, they'd be there with the Saints and the Panthers. So don't try to do that.
Maybe it's not that big
don't
of a
try to do that.
But still, regardless, like I don't know if I really believe. I believe in the top 2 in the NFC North, South way more than whoever the top 2 in the East are going to be.
The Panthers to make the playoffs over the Vikings.
That's tough. That's the one team I said. Like that's the one team in the North that like the only one that I'm unsure of.
Well, Carolina over Seattle.
I can't.
What about the Cardinals, Rams, 49ers?
That's
I mean, if they all make it, it's over for Carolina.
That's what I'm saying. They have to get over one of those teams because Carolina's looked great so far, but I don't know if they could really, show me you could beat the Russes.
They will have to get over one of those teams or the Vikings or the Packers.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah.